This your homegirl, Arabia Barboza, and I'm on Port Westchester County, New York. It is, and it will always be a shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the rabbits. Shout out to Soda Nation. Shout out to my subscribers. Shout out to my YouTube creators. It is what the fuck it gonna be. Shout out to the chat. I am not perfect. I'm not God Almighty. I will never be God Almighty. Simple woman living in a woman body. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the motherfucking chat. It is what the fuck it is. Now I'm Fort Westchester County, New York. We're in the motherfucking house and we're doing another live video real quick, real close. Shout out to the chat. I am your homegirl, Arabia Barboza. Kuja na mimi kula chakula. Miji baridi. Karibu ni umbani. Kiwango. Jifurahishe. Kula na kuniwa. Kuvuta kumpuzika. I'm speaking in Swahili and English, but if I was to do it in Spanish, I would say, ven aquí conmigo. Las comidas está lista. Yeah. Para ti. But I got a lot of questions. A lot of people don't want to listen to them questions. Sis probably she got a lot of patience for me. Brown Skin Lady, she got a lot of patience for me. Moonlight, she got a lot of patience for me. A lot of people got a lot of patience for me, but you don't need to have patience anymore. Do what you need to do on your channels. I'm gonna do what I need to do on my channel. Kuja na mimi kula chakula miji baridi. Ven aquí conmigo. Las comidas está lista. Para ti. It is what it is. If don't nobody understand me, lo siento, no es culpa, es mío. Estoy donde nada nunca se pasó. Since the snow came, I'm gonna be here. And New York is equipped for this. We got New York niggas down here. They're not equipped for nothing. They're haters. They are haters. It happens all the time. Nobody's in the chat. Maybe they might be asleep. Maybe they might be working. I don't care. Whoever come into the chat, it is what the fuck it is. And shout out to the chat. Shout out to the motherfucking chat. I will always be Arabia Barboza. And one of the things I learned from Margaret Thatcher, the woman that was the prime minister in New, she's a prime minister over there in England. A few years, 11 years. She did her work. She had to do what she had to do. A shout to her. Rest in peace. We saw all the women in the world do their work. Winnie Mandela, shout to her. Rest in peace. Gone. Not forgotten. The Black Panther women that served during their times, during the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Some of those women became addicted to the crack cocaine. My vice was always alcohol. My vice was always alcohol. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to Iceberg for pointing it out. Shout out to Thick Cut. Shout out to Andre O.D. Kimball for pointing it out. Alcohol is my biggest lover. I would love alcohol more than I love Birdman, more than I love KK. But at the end of the day, I'm good with what I got. I'm satisfied with what I got. I don't need nobody to support what the fuck I do. I don't need nobody to support it. Those that are not here will catch a playback. Shout out to the chat. I am your homegirl, Arabia Barboza. And you know what I'm getting ready to do? I'm getting ready to, like, live my life. Like, truly live my life. Like the way I want to live. I did everything possible. Certain people on this app look up to me. But I say to them, don't look up to me. Look up to your own self. Look up to your own spirit. Look up to your own spirit. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in. I'm getting my cam up. That's me. That's who you support. That's who you like. That's who you talking to. When I go into the chats where you at, that's who I am. I'm not afraid to cam up. A lot of people don't like me. A lot of people say I'm ugly or whatever. I'm not a European looking woman. Got Cape Verdean blood going all through my veins. I got white blood going all through my veins. That's it. That's it. That doesn't make me white. Because black blood is stronger than anything I know. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the motherfucking chat. I'm out of here. But I'm going to talk my shit. I'm going to talk my shit. I'm going to tell what the Yaku thing is going on. A lot of people don't know what that is. Dr. Yaku. Dr. Yaku. A lot of people don't know what that is, but I'm going to tell y'all what it is. It's basically a black man was disrespected, and he went all over the world and did what the fuck he wanted to do. Kill those black babies. The children he killed would have been his biggest soldiers. The biggest soldier. I'm gonna tell you what happened. What happened years ago, going back into my memory. And somebody said, baby, don't go back into your memory because your memory is going to destroy you. Your memory. And there's a lot of women on this YouTube app don't show themselves. Don't put themselves on Front Street, nothing. They don't. They can't. You know why they don't do it? Because they are afraid. They are afraid that people going to disrespect them and not like them. I don't give a goddamn who don't like me. They're going to suck a bag of dicks at the end of the day. But I am your homegirl. Arabia Barboza, 914 Westchester County, New York. I'm right here in South Carolina. Been here since 2017. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. In this area, 2017. Tell you something. I met my biological mother years ago, and that bitch is very destructive. Very destructive. Can't say too much about her because I'm bound by the YouTube guidelines. But if I can dox that bitch, I would dox her. I would show where she lived, how she got her fucking money. Cause that bitch ain't worked nowhere. Nowhere. She did whatever she had to do to get her Social Security. But that bitch ain't really worked nowhere. That bitch ain't worked nowhere. Shout out to chat. My father worked. My father had been working ever since he was 8 years old. 8 years old, my father. And that was the spirit. Go to work. Me and my brother. We was spirited to do it when we was young. And we didn't know where it was coming from. We didn't know. He said, baby, I don't know where this work spirit is coming from. I said, I don't know neither. He said, we're going to be separated. And we was separated. Shout out to the chat. Not separated in our childhood. We were separated years later. Shout out to the chat. But he told me, he said, baby, even though we are separated, we still brother and sister. I'm the oldest one between us two. I am Rafiki. I am the BT 1000. I am the Jeeper Creeper on this shit. Lucy the Vampire is basically a spirit. She's a metaphor of my life. How I lived my life. Basically, a metaphor of how influence can come into your life and destroy it, kill you. And that's what it did. Brooklyn Lady Ellie talked about Lucy the Vampire, but she didn't know what I was really talking about. You know why she didn't know what I was talking about? Because she's a white racist. Shout out to the chat. When I said Lucy the Vampire, I meant that. Bitten in my neck. by people that were always going to die anyway. They all died. Nobody survived. There is a young man out there that is Sergeant Crystal Reagan's son. He's out there. He know who I am. He know. He's like, Arabia, you're fighting two wars. My mama war, my father war. Your father killed my best friend. Your father killed my nieces and my nephews. When John Moses Reagan went into that apartment in Newport News, Virginia, he killed Sergeant Crystal Reagan. It was so horrific. What the fuck he did. My brother, young man I grew up with, had to go into the room and see the bodies. He had to be the one to say, I want a closed casket. But I think we should have had an open casket. Open casket for Sergeant Crystal Reagan and Sierra. Open casket. That's why I don't like black men. I don't. I help them. I do whatever I gotta do. But at the end of the day, I don't like them. I don't trust them. I don't believe in them. I don't believe in the white people neither. I just want my reparation money. That's all I want. Under Donald Trump, I'm not going to get it. But Donald Trump needs to realize he is not American. His father came from Germany. And father trying to escape from, he was trying to escape from the Nazis. But they have Nazi mindset. That's all white people do. Shout out to the chat. I know. And I don't care. I went to a job yesterday and we went to a demolition job where we was doing demolition. I already told the other people I'm not coming back to the job. I'm not coming back to the job. Why I'm coming back to the job for? And the man that's racist. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. All white people are racist. They racist. Yeah, ain't nobody hit the link yet. Because they know what I'm saying is true. A lot of people are afraid to come into my chat, type in, and say what they need to say. Shout out to Queen Regina. She told her story. Shout out to Sis Rabbit Got a Ranch. He told his story. Shout out to everyone on these YouTube streets. Brown Skin Lady, shout out to you. I love you all the time. Moonlight, love you all the time. You two women, you stood by yourselves, even though y'all had to separate. But I always liked when I saw them together, laughing and talking and celebrating. Shout out to the chat. I am your home girl, Arabia Barboza. Now I'm in Fort Westchester County, New York. But I'm going to tell the truth about these YouTube streets. And these YouTube streets ain't nothing compared to my real life. I got to sit with the knowledge of what happened to my sister in law many years ago, my niece, my nephews. One of my nephews was stabbed over 27 times. He was 6 years old. Please, he died. He died. His mother died. The sister died. When they found Sierra, Sierra was balled up in a fetal position. Shout out to my brother, Michael, for saying we gotta have a closed casket service. But I told him let the caskets come open.